Mark your calendars, Sunday, September 17th. The annual Terry Fox Run returns for its 43rd year and is a major part of our history. Over 650 communities across the country take part, and some in the U.S., and so do dozens of countries aside from the States around the world. Keeping Terry's legacy going is his brother and good friend of the show, Fred Fox, in studio. Fred, great to see you.
Yeah,
we have a round of applause for Fred. Everybody's great. We love him. Great to see you. 43 years. Yeah. Wow. Can you wrap your head around the number?
No, I think what makes it real is in my travels here across the country and visiting so many volunteers and participants, donors, schools. Hard to believe 43 years ago that Terry was making his way across the country and you know, not only a few days ago forced to stop in Thunder Bay 43 years ago.
When you travel, because we were talking before we came up here, Fred is obviously, he's going to a lot of communities to get the word out on this incredibly significant event in this country's history. Do you ever not come across people that just give you pause and hear a story that you weren't expecting about what Terry meant to them? Does it, I was going to say, does it ever get old? That's not what I mean by that. No. Are you ever not surprised by some of the stories you hear from people?
No, I'm not, and the stories are amazing. I spent all day yesterday in the Niagara region meeting with, 50, 60, 100 different volunteers and that, and sharing stories. Being 6 years old and getting dragged out to the highway at 7 in the morning to see Terry run by their parents, and they hated it, but it's the most memorable thing that they've experienced over their lives. And hearing the stories about family believing that their mom or their son wouldn't be alive today because if not for Terry and what he did. So those stories never get old, and I look forward to hearing more of those stories as I travel across the country. Terry
was 18 years old and he was diagnosed with the devastating bone cancer that would lead to so many things. Mm-hmm. As a family member, because this is taught in schools, your brother's story is taught in schools, as part of our history in every which way. Are you taken aback at times at how important he's become to all of us as we fight this devil that is cancer?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm taken aback, but because we live it every day. But it's amazing. You know, I remember when I first started going to schools and speaking at schools in the early '90s. There were still kids that were going to school, saw Terry run or watched something on the news, and today, 43 years later, obviously students weren't born, but many of the parents and staff weren't born 43 years ago. So Terry is a great example of never gets older, always 21, 22 years old to kids, makes that connection, always an example that never, ever, anything is possible if you try.
Let's talk about the hashtag Dear Terry posters available for this year's campaign. What do people need to know about them?
Yeah, the Dear Terry campaign, when Terry was forced to stop in Thunder Bay, received all kinds of love and support in cards and letters from so many Canadians across this country, getting Terry to that goal of raising $1 for every Canadian. The Dear Terry poster available on Terry Fox Run Day on the 17th, $50. It's a limited supply, so get your poster on September 17th.
September 17th, again, the Terry Fox Run. If you're, and I believe he is watching, but if your brother were to tell us what he thinks of all of this, all of the attention, the legacy, the impact he's made on so many people's lives, what would he say?
I think he would be proud of how people, not only here in Canada, but around the world, responded to his sacrifice in 1980 and what he did. He wanted to make a difference in the lives of other people. It wasn't about Terry Fox. It wasn't about becoming Canadian hero or being famous or having statues across the country. It was about making Canada one of the best places in the world for cancer research and impacting the lives of so many and bettering those survival rates. And that's what he's done. He'd be so proud of how people have kept his dream alive.
Hear, hear. Again, terryfox.org. For more information, September 17th is the 43rd annual Terry Fox Run. Fred, God bless. Always awesome. Great to see you.
Me too.
Thank you very much.